Okay. Where are we? See, well, let's see. June. What's the date today? Where are we, guys?
The
June,
ninth.
June
The
ninth.
Today's
ninth.
today's the
June
ninth.
ninth. And I've got like two of my favorites here, Scott and Cindy Dunn. Or
Hello.
Everybody,
now you notice on the bottom I changed everything up. It's Cindy and Scott Dunn. And
good
I think
call.
you have a special guest too. Do you still have your special guest there, the
Yes.
operations
Yes, we
manager?
have our office manager, Barley.
Barley, yes.
Sleep on my lap.
So we're gonna interview Barley today. So really, what we're doing here is obviously I'm Glenn Stein, Realty Executives, and in the Villages and in Ocala, and I like talking to my great agents and talk to them about what makes them tick, what makes them different, what makes them unique, a little bit of backstory, that type of thing. So we're going to talk about that today. So first of all, Barley, Cindy, Scott, thanks for joining me.
Well, thank you for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
You're welcome. And so give us a little bit of a backstory as to, what's your history? Tell us about history.
Well, we've got some Army in our background. Was in the Army once, and she did all the real work in there. She ran the family support group, did a little deployment. I was in the Army in the early '90s, and worked in IT corporate America after that, and always just intrigued with the real estate world, and had an opportunity years ago to join, and kind of feel we came at a really good time. There was a lot of things that happened, and we got acclimated, and COVID, and now we're here, and we're just we wake up every day with seeing it as an opportunity to seize.
So
We have fun.
you're used to moving around, right? Like you could actually relate to moving and understand the pain that causes people and like the struggle, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, we actually made some really scary moves during the military. We have some compassion for people that have one-way tickets to a foreign country. Um, and actually, when we came back to the United States, we had not been in our own country for about 3 years, and we flew in with four children, a dog, and we didn't have a car, a home, jobs. We had school had already started, and we had to establish the entire family in a new community, and it was sort of it was numbing. It took a while. So we have experienced extremely like that. So we carry that passion of what it took us and those experiences to help other people. We know that transition is hard, and as excited as you can be to make a move, you still have some overwhelming moments of whether it be getting rid of items that you realize I just can't move forward with this, memories in a place that you share with your loved ones or family or whatever, and there's so many levels of it that people go through that I don't think most people, even if you've gone through it, you don't remember it so much until you're going through it again and you have another level because you're in a different place of your life of feeling it. So we are there to soften those blows, to help you, step back, take a moment, appreciate where you are, and take the stress out of things. We really like working with people and helping facilitate whatever their transition is.
So let's take a couple of steps back. What countries did you end up going to, first of all?
He was stationed in Germany, but we went all over Europe.
Now, we were in a place called Darmstadt, Germany. It was just about half an hour south of Frankfurt, and I think we counted that we were in 13 countries while we were in Europe, just
Wow.
doing some local tours. And my big tour was Bosnia. I was one of the lead battalions to go across the river into Bosnia, and that was a move I'll never forget. It took 26 days to get there with a Humvee and a rifle, so it was quite an experience. still phenomenal job with it for a great country, and I would do it again in a minute.
Nice, nice. So, all right. So, Cindy, you were kind of heading in this direction. Like, Scott was involved. He was obviously serving, and you were probably the person in charge of the move, like the packing and unpacking and getting everything organized. What kind of compassion and empathy do you have, knowing what it takes to move? How is that translated into what you're doing right now?
Well, like I always tell people, when we meet with them when they're first starting their moving process, I go ahead and lay it out there that you're going to have some moments to where you feel I'm overwhelmed, and then it's totally normal. Everybody that goes through a move has those feelings in some form or fashion. Um, and so I just try to, say, hey, let's handle those. Just, step back, give us a call. We'll be talking to you. So we'll probably up on that you're feeling this way. And, but just communication. We are there. We are not the type of agents that, list your home and then you never hear from us. We are there. We answer our phone. We respond to you.
Wait,
And
you answer your phone?
we answer our phone. We really do.
It's
We
That's
find
number
that
one on the
to be
list.
unique sometimes, but we do answer our phone.
All
We
right.
have a number that rings to both of us, so sometimes surprise, you don't know who you're going to get. But
Well, you're some of the hardest workers that I know. I think something that goes unnoticed, I think with us in the industry, when you're looking at selecting a realtor, and that's probably a video that I'm probably going to do, but I want to ask you this as well, is what are those things that, all right, put yourself in the other person's shoes, which you've been in that role several times. Uh, what would you be looking for in a realtor? What are some of those things?
someone is going to help and have your back during some of those moments. If packing gets to be too much for you, or you aren't physically able, we live in a retirement community, so we run across people that they just can't emotionally or physically handle the move, or dealing with family members that are here to help their parents. So we have vendors, we have great people that we work with that can come in and help them pack and do repairs to the home. Um, all, Wide range of help that we can give.
people really enjoy um, the level of service when they're feeling overwhelmed with everything going on, and you make that call and you say, Monday, this person is coming to do repairs, and I'm going to be there with them, right? And Tuesday, this is happening, and you just lay it all out there, and you say, we've orchestrated everything. I intend to be there. Uh, as you probably have heard from me before, have attended every inspection, whether it's buyer or seller, and much of it is just there to protect our customer, but their own personal safety. As you from where we live, there are a lot of people here in their elder years, and they feel vulnerable, and we like to go there and just make them feel comfortable, secure, and taken care of.
You actually care, right?
We care a
we
lot.
we care a lot. We
Yeah.
really do, and we want the best for them. And it's real estate. Sometimes people don't do things the way you think that they should do, but we still try to help them and care about them in their journey. Because we know what it's like, and we hope that they will tell other people that and refer us, and say, wow, these Scott and Cindy really were there and they helped us and they made it a lot easier than I expected it to be, or handled things that I didn't know to do.
Yeah.
We've worked with several people where they have a home to sell in another state. they're moving here, or we're working with one lady right now who she has a home in another state, plus she has a home here, and she's purchasing a new home here. So we're helping her on her end in another state, giving her as much support as we can on what she's going through with her process there. And then as soon as we get her in her new home here, we're going to sell her current home she has here. So there's a lot of pieces that have to go together logistically with moving and facilitating in all different areas to make it run smoothly.
So how did you end up getting into real estate? Let's talk about that. What
We
happened?
talked about it for we have 4 children, like I mentioned before. We talked about it many years. We wanted to do it, and we were very involved with our children's lives. And Scott coached sports, um, and so we just kept sort of pushing the can down the road because we don't like to do anything halfway. So when we did it, we wanted to be able to give it our all. So he was in IT, and I was in customer service, and we just finally came to a point to where we said, "Hey, let's leave corporate world. Let's do this and do it together." We'd always wanted to work together, and there's good days and bad days to that.
Always.
The timing was right.
You're sitting next to each other. So that's a good start, right?
Yeah, the timing was right, and you think about all the stuff that you need to do to onboard yourself, and we just said, let's do it. Let's give it 100%, and I think we gave it about 120, and
we haven't let up,
and we're having a good time. I mean, that's what's most important. Is
so far we've only had like a 1-hour vacation.
And I think a lot of what we do, of my corporate experience, is so much of things that I did were tied to client retention. And it's amazing how many things in corporate America kind of bleed over, at least for business objectives. Client retention is exactly what we're doing now, and it's not a thing of just selling a house and you're done. That's your client, and they're going to need help again, and you stay in touch. And this is just, it's fun, and it's for us. I'm not putting out someone else's fire, which is kind of what I did for.
Yeah, it's your business. You're running your own business, aren't you?
Yep. It's
Right.
putting out our fires, and we're the benefactor, and we feel our customers are also benefiting. And
We got a call today from someone that we had. She had bought a new home, and we sold her previous home, and now she's ready to downsize. So we're going to actually get ready to go list her house again and move her and find her a new place. So it's just staying connected like that, and showing your value. It pays off.
So how did you end up with us? How did you end up stuck with me as your broker?
I honestly told Scott when we first were starting to figure out which brokerage we were going to go with here in the Villages. I said, for some reason, I think we should interview, but for some reason, I feel like Glenn Stein's going to be our broker. And he pushed me to go do some more interviews, and we met with you. We were probably like, oh God, they're calling me again. But we really do. We knew when we picked who we wanted to go with that's who we were going to stay. We're very loyal people. And really when we first met you, we knew that you have so much to offer. You're such a strong force, and your skills in coaching, and your history in the market and how the real estate market have been invaluable. You've taught us so much more than we could have imagined, and we feel very blessed. You're stuck with us.
Virtual hug.
We're very we like consistency, and we knew when we made the decision, wherever we went, that we wanted it to be there. I have uh, well, you're now my fourth employer in about 25 years.
Well, he's not really your employer, but
Well, I mean, I tell, I work for Glenn Stein, and, this is our brokerage. And, you see
You
people
work for
moving
me.
around. I know I work for her. The office manager keeps this
Todd, you better get it straight quick.
But we just, we're very happy with, with keeping things constant. We like consistency.
By the way, Chad says hi. Chad is watching us from the team. He's
Hey,
Oh, hey,
Chad.
Chad.
so all right, let's talk about the market. Let's talk about, I want to talk about two things. One, the biggest challenges that you're facing right now and how you're navigating around those challenges. So
Well, the inventory's low.
Yep.
It was took a little longer to hit us here in the villages than it had in other parts of the country.
Right.
So we saw it coming, but still was a little bit shocking when we saw the numbers go down so quickly. So, we have just been very aware of it and really communicating with our people and our sphere and the people, everybody that we meet, that now's the time to sell your house. We have so many people here in the villages that may have this may be a second home for them, or they've only lived here seasonally, and life changes or whatever, a rental property, and they decide they don't want to mess with it anymore. So we have a lot of different situations to where people might, other than just moving, might want to sell their home. So we've been trying to connect with those people, and now is the time to sell your home. You're going to get the, top dollar for it. You're going to get the most for your investment right now. And so we're just here to help them through the steps of that to make it easy. And
why is it the best time to sell in your mind?
well, there's not as much competition out there. When we had, a lot more home, 4 times, 5 times the amount of homes on the market, there was a lot more competition. You may not have had as many square feet in the home, or some of the features or updates that other people would want. And now, because there's less on the market, people are willing to come in and purchase a home. And if I have to make some changes, I'll do that in order to get a good home in a good location. And so it's a great time.
It's quite the shift, actually. When even just 6 months ago, with dealing with sellers and making their home marketable, and today, people who've been on the fence for, well, in a couple of years I'm going to go home. And something you told us long ago was, our clients are, sphere of influence are people that you've dealt with, whether you sold them a home or not. You've communicated with them, you've planted a seed of selling or buying, and you stay in front of them, so to speak, meaning you reach out to them every couple of months. And when they're ready to make a real estate transaction, you hope that you're the one to call. But hearing the word, sphere of influence in the beginning is like, wow, that's years down the road. But as Cindy shared the story earlier, we've had a couple of times where we've sold a property, and now we're dealing with them again, and it's kind of really cool. And where I started with this was marketing a home 6 months ago is completely different today, because now it's, hey, if you were on the fence, let's go, because we can get you top dollar, and we can get you where you think you might want to be, and we can make it all happen pretty fast, because things are really moving at a very fast pace right now.
Sellers are calling the shots, aren't they?
Yes.
In a big way. So it really is a great time to sell. And look, there could be a better time to sell. we don't know that, right? There could be a better time in 3 months or not. We don't know. So, but it is a really good time to sell for sure, better than what it was last year. And last year was a decent time to sell too.
And if you have any fear of uncertainty, it's better to go ahead and move forward and
Yeah.
not, or, like I said, we work with people. We work with people for months before they're ready, because some of the stuff that needs to be done takes time. And so, we're ready to talk to people today that may not be listing their home till the end of the year. And we actually have some of them in the pipeline that we're already, getting some work done at their homes and helping facilitate, you know, getting belongings out of the home that are getting moved to here or there. And, so that we're ready when they are.
Number one reason why somebody should hire you both.
Because there's two of us.
We're a team.
And we're not a team that's pulling apart from each other. We're a team that's united. We're together all the time.
Like you're attached.
And
we feel we're creating a lot of value with each other's strengths and weaknesses. I think our biggest problem, we told you this in the very beginning years ago, is staying in our lane, right? We still deal with a little bit of that, and it's primarily me. I'll admit it, but there's we provide a lot of value. She just talked about, helping someone today who may be selling at the first of the year, and that's real work. I mean, we're going to properties and we're getting on the floor and we're sorting things and we're saying this is what we need to do, and there's no guarantee that business is coming. We're just really like out there rolling a lot of dice right now, and we're trying to create that value so when people are ready to pull that trigger, they're like, there's nobody else in the world I would even think about calling right
now. A question just hit me right now. We got to do this, so I'm going to surprise you with this.
Oh no.
So the funniest or the craziest thing that you've seen in real estate? Don't mention any names.
You're better at that than I am.
Oh wow. Wow. We have a lot of stories. We have a lot of stories.
We have a property that's coming on the market at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And we are working on getting a grave marker for some pet that's on the back stoop out of it. And the odd thing is that the grave marker predates the year the house was built. So somebody actually carried the pet marker to this house. And so it's just like you never could predict that would happen.
Yeah. Well,
that's a weird thing, and it's in the seller even acknowledged. He's like, "This is weird, but how weird is it going to make a buyer?" And I just happen to remember we were at a house once showing it, and we stepped in the backyard, and there was sure enough a pet headstone, and it creeped everybody out. And I told her, I was frank with her. I said, if it doesn't cost too much, we should try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because a new buyer is not going to want that at their home.
Well, unless they're into that type of thing, you never know. All right. So how do people find you? Like there's many ways. Let's talk about whether it's on social, website, phone number. Give me all of that.
We are very, something we should touch on. Scott and I both are very technology savvy. We work really hard. We're able to get your home marketed and help you find homes because we use every source out there. So you can follow us on Team Done Sold for all of our media, and Instagram Team Done Sold. We're Scott and Cindy Dunn, of course. We're on YouTube. And our teamdonesold.com site has just been rebuilt.
Thank you, Allie.
It's almost perfect. It's getting better and better. So that's taken a little bit of a process, and I appreciate everyone's patience, but it's going to be worth it here very, very soon. And we're at teamdonesold@gmail.com. And our phone number is 352-205-4124. And you never know who you're going to get.
That's right.
I love it. Nice work, guys. Nice
Thank
work.
you, Glenn.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Glenn.
having us today.
I'm glad you're on.
Best broker ever.